Harry and Meghan Markle want answers, but as ever, over what? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of Leeds today, and this gorgeous building that you've seen at the side of me here is the Prudential Building. Now, for those of us that lived in England, the United Kingdom, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, it was life with the Pru, I think, wasn't it? That was the ad, and the man used to come round, you remember, I think every Friday or Thursday, and you had to give him your money just for your insurance, but if you had real money, you could come and pay it into a building like this. Spectacular buildings all across, of course, this wonderful city of Leeds in the heart of West Yorkshire. This story really centres on the fact that, you know, as I've told you before, when you have celebrities like Harry and Meghan, it's a very difficult thing, you know, to work out, because what you're basically used to when you're members of the British monarchy is, yes, you get used to people shouting out in the occasional boo, and perhaps a few protesters that are kept well back by the British Metropolitan Police, or indeed the police across the United Kingdom, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, yes. But of course, if you are just celebrities, you can't really control the crowds. And that's what happened when Harry and Meghan rocked up outside St Paul's Cathedral as part of the Thanksgiving service on that very special day. But of course, when you get back to the United States and you're really concerned about exactly your perception, particularly to company bosses like Netflix, Spotify and Penguin Random House, you have to explain exactly where did they come from. So, once again, that very, very active and expensive team, and as ever we have to say, allegedly, that Harry and Meghan pay vast amounts to, have to really find a way of explaining away to people why people were booing. Now, as I've said before, you know, there were a few people being booed, including the Right Honourable Prime Minister Boris Johnson, because he'd had a tough time in the House of Commons that week. But for Harry and Meghan, it did come, according to a very good source, as a tremendous shock, because this really, as Harry said, was the very first time he's received such an unwarm welcome. But this is the problem, you see, when you surround yourself with people that truly just say, no, you're marvellous, you're wonderful, the world loves you. When you are a celebrity and you get back out into the real world, you find out that perhaps you're not as well loved as you originally thought. Now, as we've seen with Harry before, these deep investigations seemingly go nowhere, a little bit like Meghan's 40x40 birthday celebration that now people never talk about because it never really went anywhere. So lots of these incentives and of course these investigations. But what Harry and Meghan will find is, as long as they're willing to pay, someone on their payroll at least will tell them that they remain incredibly popular. Now, that's not to say over here in the United Kingdom they don't have fans. Obviously they do. But it's a mixed bag now, given those, rather controversial interviews, outspoken comments, and more importantly for Harry, the biggest problem truly was basically saying that he popped in to see the Queen to make sure she had the right people around her. Topped off with Meghan's visit to Texas, and what do you get? A whole lot of booze. And what can you do about that? Well, basically you can start to rebuild back your brand, and hopefully the very next time you do decide to step foot on English soil, perhaps you'll hear more applause rather than booze. As ever, when I know more about this situation, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of Leeds, West Yorkshire.